Hi, everyone. I am Sunshine Jackson, and thank you so much for joining me for the Sunshine Sessions on YouTube. Well, in my last video, I said that I would discuss the desperation and embarrassment of the pick me. And I did not have to wait long because I have material to work with. So I just want to say that I won't talk much the Godfrey video. I will just speak um, on what's relevant to this particular topic. And the thing about that is that in the latest video, Godfrey decided that he would double down on what he had to say to um, Black women. And in that particular video, not only did he insult um, Black women, and one in particular who had a sociology degree. Interestingly enough, someone who needs a sociology lesson or a lesson on society in general, I guess, insults someone with a sociology degree, but that's neither here nor there. Not only did he do that, he also did, I think, classic narcissistic men do. They He tried to pit people against each other and create this divisive environment between Black women. And the way he did that was he stated that the hot Black women, the beautiful Black women, or whatever term he used, agreed with what he said, while the busted Black women or single Black women who can, attract a man had a problem with what he said. And that's classic narcissistic behavior. I would like to just briefly say that there are two things that I have observed that narcissistic men like Godfrey do. And that is number one, when they cannot fight with intellect or words, what they do is they attack the woman's appearance, her possibly her age, her achievements, or what they perceive to be the lack thereof, and finally, her marital or relationship status. He did all of those things. That's classic. Not surprising. I think we as Black women, we're accustomed to that type of thing. But what I think is more embarrassing is the way that there are Black women who rushed to his defense, aka the pygmies, because what happens is they fell for that divisive tactic, hook, line, and sinker, just like I knew that they would. And it's interesting that they don't see what it is. What I would like for those women to know is it's perfectly okay for us as Black women to have differences of opinion. As I stated in one of my last videos, we're not a monolith. I don't think that we should all think exactly the same way or that type of thing. But I do believe it's important to be aware of when we are being used or pandered to. The fact that you would agree with a man who has shown you who he is. We saw that the initial apology he gave was not a sincere one, because just like that, he flipped and got angry again and started to berate Black women again. He showed us who he is. We get it. Black women know how to move accordingly. I'm not a big fan of cancel culture, but I mean, really, when somebody continues to show you over and over again who they are, you have no choice but to believe it. So we get it. We know how to move in that instance. But for the women who don't understand that being the pick me for that type of man is not supporting um, the Black community or supporting good Black men, what that is doing is it's making you look foolish by co-signing a man who is pandering to you. And what you don't realize is he will not ever choose you or pick you because you're not his preference. He has a preference, and that's okay. He has every right to have a preference. Everybody has that right. But what you, as the pick me, need to understand is that your being this pick me, I don't know another word for it other than you're embarrassing yourself and jumping up and down in his defense is not going to get you the type of acknowledgement or the type of recognition that you are seeking. What it does is it provides a momentary acknowledgement, and sometimes not even that, because he's not going to respond to each one of you in those comments. But what he will do is he will acknowledge it, possibly verbally, to suggest that there are more of you than there actually are in the comments. Now, let me just say this: when I'm speaking of this type of narcissistic black male, um, as Godfrey has proven himself to be, disclaimer, I know that's not all black men. I get it. There are great black men out there. I know some of them. I've dealt with some of them, and they're wonderful. My brothers are those guys, my friends, my cousins. I have them. I'm simply saying the type of black men who express this type of behavior, as Godfrey has done, it is not a good idea for women to show up in his defense because it embarrasses those women. It's an embarrassment because, as I stated, he's not ever going to choose you. You're not ever going to be chosen. It's just one of those things, and it looks bad. It's a desperate type of thing. I don't understand why everyone seems to stay on code except black women. And if I can get black women to stay on code, oh my goodness, can you imagine how wonderful that would be? Everybody gets it. And let me give you an example. There are black men who know that what Godfrey said and did was a bunch of BS. They know it, and some of them expressed it, but there were many more of them who did not say it publicly or in his comments, but made comments to um, the black women who felt a certain way and stated, well, in male terms, man, Godfrey was wrong for that. Oh my goodness. He has sealed his fate. It's over for him now. It's a wrap. Blah, blah, blah. But the thing about black men, the reason they did not go into the comments overwhelmingly and express that opinion is because black men stay on code. And if we could get black women to do that, that would be fantastic. That's not going to happen because we will always have the pick me who is going to rush to the aid of that particular type of black man. And I think when we support good black men and black men who seriously um, are about building in the black community, I think that's a great thing. That's fantastic. But I think black women are waking up to the difference between those good black men and those who are just pandering to us. And it's getting old. And as I stated once before, I think that people continue to underestimate the power or the influence of the black woman. And what that power, what that influence, what that reach means is, number one, buying power. Black women are ever increasingly becoming uh, players in the game. As far as economics and finances, Black women are making leaps and bounds in terms of buying power and spending power. That equates to a certain amount of power and a certain amount of influence. Black women, um, Black women are a key component in this structure, power structure, um, retail, uh, commerce, etc. Black women play an important role in that. Now, the smart venue owners and venue associates will see this backlash and they will decide to not really have anything to do with Godfrey. However, there will still be Black women who show up because the pick me's, as I stated, will always feel like it is best to get some attention rather than no attention at all. So here's the thing, the somewhat symbiotic relationship between the pick me and the narcissist is a very short lived one. That relationship is short lived because the narcissist needs the pick me for that immediate validation, just like the pick me needs the narcissist for that immediate validation. Now, the thing about it is the narcissist is so a narcissist that he believes that that particular type of support is going to last forever. Well, it won't, because eventually, even the pick me's will wake up when they learn that once they disagree with Godfrey, he will target them and direct that same venom toward them the way he has done toward the women who did not agree. So that relationship is a temporary one. The pick me will not be able to sustain the narcissist because eventually the pick me will wake up. Unfortunately, it does not always happen right away. But women have egos too. And once they realize that they will never be chosen, the ego is such that they will go on about their way. However, the narcissist, again, is so narcissistic that he won't be able to see that he has played a role in why the pick me is no longer supporting him. Here's the thing, pick me's exist. They need that validation, even if it's temporary. They hold on to the hope that the man that they are tap dancing for will see them in some type of wonderful light that is different than the light he views intelligent women who see him for who he is. That's the thing. If we could get the pick me's to get that message sooner than later, I think girl code and sisterhood would be an ever increasing thing. And it would be really, really a force to be reckoned with. Pick me is embarrassing because everybody sees what she's doing except her. Thunder, validation. Everybody sees what the pick me is doing except the pick me. It is embarrassing because, as I stated, the rest of us know, excuse me, that the pick me won't ever be picked or chosen because men like Godfrey typically have a preference that does not include the pick me. Stay on code, Black women. It's perfectly okay to have differences of opinion. It is perfectly okay to support good Black men. Know the difference between a good Black man, and a man who is pandering to stay afloat. Don't be a pick me. I'm Sunshine Jackson. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you next time. Please hit like and subscribe so I can continue to bring you this content and more. I so appreciate this newfound support on YouTube. Let's keep it going. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.